Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone Talks. So we must be living in a parallel universe because BBC has admitted they've done something wrong. But all joking aside, when I seen this, I was like, really? BBC have actually admitted that they've done something wrong. So, this is the way I see it. They've done something wrong. They know that the TV license is under pressure. So, they're trying to show the public and the government that they can change. So, they've literally said, oh, yeah, we made a mistake here. We put our hands up. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this comes from TV Zone. The link to their Twitter account is in the link description. But I'll just read you what they are saying. Now, there'll obviously be a follow-up on this, some sort of article, I reckon, at some stage. But I'll read the whole thread here. So there's obviously something going to be coming because TV Zone, like a lot of the media, they get embargoed stuff, as you know. So they obviously do know something. So this is it. New. BBC admit it broke its own impartiality rules, impartiality guidelines over an interview with Doctor Who's Russell T Davies on the Bafta's red carpet and its inclusion in report package later that day. The remarks in question was RTD's comments on the government's plan to sell Channel 4. Now, before I read on, I remember when that BAFTA interview, before that BAFTA interview and all the announcements were made, pretty much up until then, the fandom was actually happy. But then the red carpet interview came along, and a lot of YouTubers out there, and rightly so, they stuck to their guns. I was on the opposite end of the argument, I'm going to admit. And they saw it as a red flag, and I thought it was a bit of an overreaction from people, and that we just all needed to calm down a little bit and wait and see what happens. But apparently, it looks like that BBC have broke their own rules, and they've admitted. But there's something more to this. But let's read anyway. So RTD's comments, and of course it was made on a channel that the government is going to sell off. Well, they're also planning to get rid of the BBC license fee. So if you like shows like this, go and vote differently. That's what I say. And they were RTD's comments. The BBC Today. The strong political view it included was not balanced by any reflection of government policy during the news channel's coverage of the BAFTAs that evening, and therefore in breach of BBC's requirement to show impartiality on political, controversial matters. Russell was referring to his Channel 4 series, It's a Sin, in the remarks. It's funny how, though, the BBC are calling out RTD for that, and they're not calling themselves out for their coverage of President Trump. Now, look, I'm not getting into an argument with people saying Trump was this, that, and the other. That's not the point, right? The point is you've got to be fair and balanced in your news reporting, right? So they're admitting that they got it wrong there with RTD's interview, right? But they won't admit that over the years they've been doing exactly this and breaking their own guidelines. This is not a new thing. They've been doing this for years, so they're admitting one now, but they should really be apologising to the public for all the one-sided reporting that they've done, especially under President Trump's administration. Right? They weren't the only news media outlet. It was the same in Ireland, same in America. You know, it was the same everywhere. Right? But they weren't given a fair, balanced report. You know, they were showing one side of the argument all the time. Now they're saying that RTD was given kind of one side of the argument and it doesn't fit in line with their guidelines, but every other time they made a mistake. They're saying absolutely nothing. It is hypocritical. I see people in the chat saying it's hypocritical. Of course it's hypocritical. Of course it's hypocritical. But BBC are under pressure now. See, I think people would believe BBC if it wasn't the first time that they called something out. But, you know, I question the motives here, to be quite honest. Look, I did say this. I said, look, I predicted all of this last year. I did say if RTD start opening his mouth about politics, that we could lead down this dark, murky road. And that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. And I said it again last night as well. By the way, you know, the centenary special, once that drops and that finishes, all hell's going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. It's going to be absolutely a shit show. So prepare yourselves, buckle up, because these, you know, maybe the one thing I will say that's probably good about this, and it's only one good thing to say, is that maybe now RTD will kind of, you know, not necessarily stop with his rhetoric, but maybe he will tone it down. Or, well, we'd like to hope that he does. Look, as I said, you know, he's brought in, he comes in to write a show, right? Everybody has political beliefs, including RTD. The difference is that people are sick and tired of other people in privileged positions telling them how shitty things are. We know. We know. We don't need you to tell us how bad it is. What we need you to do is to pick us up during those bad times. And that's where you come in. You're a showrunner. You're a writer, right? So there's a show that we all love. Your job is to write that show to get us out of that misery for an hour or whatever it is. That's your job. Not to tell us what we already know. And I'm not even mad. I'm not even angry. You know, they all do it nowadays. But I just wish they just take a step back and kind of think of us. Like, we're sick and tired of it. You know? We're sick and tired of it. There might be some parts of the fandom that want to keep talking politics and all of that, right? But the majority of us, the British public, the worldwide fans of Doctor Who, all we care about is how good the writing is, and while we watch that hour of Doctor Who, we can escape from all of the crap that's going on around the world. We don't need you going to award ceremonies or on red carpets to tell us why you hate the government. You're not the only one, pal. But you're in a better position than most of us. And listen, kudos to you. Worked hard for it. Nobody will deny that. It's not anything like that, right? Fair play. You've worked hard to get where you got. But understand your job. Your job is to entertain. That's it. So please do that. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. And listen, if you want to mouth off about politics, you do it while you're serious as airing or something, when it's popular. or when it's finished, then you could say whatever you want in newspaper. Look, you've got avenues to do this in, right? You don't need to be saying it on camera all the time. You've got newspapers. You can write articles. Just keep it out of the Doctor Who stuff, of course. But you've got all the national newspapers. If you've got grievances with the government, you can go and do you can go and do an opinion piece in one of those newspapers. That's my point. There's a time and a place where you do these things. You don't do it on the red carpet where fans are waiting and excited to hear about Doctor Who, and then you go blab on about how bad the government is when they already know. It needs to stop. I'm not even angry anymore, as I said. There's no point to getting angry anymore or having a rant and a rave and taking the piss out of the BBC and taking the piss out of RTD. There's no point. It just needs common sense. It just needs to stop. These people, actors, actresses, right? Journalists or propagandists, wherever you want to call them nowadays, right? That work in the industry, right? They've forgotten what their job is. All we want is to be entertained, right? And as I said, it's very easy for someone that's privileged, that has a few quid in their pocket, to come out and tell us how bad everything is, right? It kind of seems a bit when we hear that, when the ordinary working class person is out there breaking their back to bring in the money to pay the bills, and then they're hearing a privileged celebrity tell them like, yeah, it's bad, it is, and everybody's struggling. We don't need you to tell us that. When you're on the red carpet, you're supposed to be talking about your show, telling us what we can look forward to get us excited about it. Actors, actresses, and directors, writers, producers, they've all forgotten what their job is. And that's to entertain us so life doesn't feel as shitty, or for that hour we can just escape from all the things that are going on around us, the pressures of paying bills, the pressures of putting food on the table, feeding your kids, putting clothes on the back of your kids, sending them to school, paying for all the school fees, all of that other stuff. Just for that hour, just to forget about all of that nonsense and sit down and watch a show with your kids. That's your job. Nothing else. There should be, in fairness, right? In fairness, we have seen it throughout Hollywood and across these waters over the years back in the day as well, right? The difference is it wasn't in everyday accordance, right? Nobody minds if celebrities have, passions, and they believe in stuff just like us. As I said, you're just like the rest of us, but the difference is that, as I said, yous are in a more privileged position, and yous are in an industry that kind of helps us get through our day, and I think yous forget that. Yous get paid very well. If we wasn't watching these our programs or watching these our movies, yous wouldn't have the money in these our pockets in the first place. I'm not saying he's always, but at the end of the day, we're going through a shitty time the last few years. This is where you guys were supposed to step up. Especially even during the pandemic, I thought you would have stepped up. Yeah, it was harder to kind of make stuff. And some people did, and it was very creative. Like David Tennant and Michael Sheen and both our wives, they come up with the stage. Brilliant, brilliant. But that's where you guys should have shined. Sorry, was that time when you couldn't do it the normal way. Prove how good you actually were. And some did. Some stepped up to the plate and kept us entertained. Remember when actors, producers, directors kept their political views private and no one cared? Exactly. Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I don't care if they're a little bit vocal about a league. The problem is like as Cinnamon Toast Crunch says there, I'm all for expressing yourself, but this is a whole new level. And that's exactly what it is, a whole new level. You know? It's just it's just it just needs to stop. It actually really does. The bottom line is it's been going on for too long now, and it actually just needs to stop. It, I don't know if you could enforce rules or something, but I think if you're on a red carpet, or I think if you're giving a speech, as soon as you go into religion and politics, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. There's a saying here, and it's probably the same in Scotland, England, and Wales, right? It's probably almost the same everywhere around the world, right? But there's two things that you don't discuss in a bar or a pub, right? Politics and religion.
Same in the US.
Right, there you go. Cheryl said the same in the US, right? You don't talk politics and religion. And there's two reasons. There's a reason for that. Not two reasons. There's a reason for that. Right? Because those kind of conversations always end up with someone someone disagreeing with you, and it causes arguments. We see it online every day. That's why you just steer clear of that. You go to a bar to have a few drinks and to have a laugh, not to sit there and talk about the state of your country and shit like that.
We rarely discuss.
Yeah, we don't talk politics anymore. Yeah, we try to keep. That's what I mean. We don't talk politics anymore. Ever since we stopped talking politics, we got on a lot better. Because when Trump was president, that was a fucking shit show.
Because again, I feel like you shouldn't speak to American politics because you don't know enough. You know, well, same way I wouldn't speak about Irish politics. See, because that's how accommodating I am. God, I'm like an international treasure.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same here.
And he's gonna sit at the door again. You.
He's following me.
I know he is. Since Russell was announced to come back, he's definitely enjoyed the attention he's getting. Look, I think I'm gonna say this, even though I don't agree with where he said the comments that he said, because he's obviously there for a different reason. I don't think he's doing it to get attention. There was already attention on him. He's even using the hashtag RTD too. So I think he is having fun with it, but I don't think he's coming out with his political stuff because he's looking for attention. I think it does come from a place of sincerity, because we've seen it before with him. He does come from a sincere place. The thing about it was, especially at that Sky Arts Awards, you could tell that he was very emotional before he even made his speech. So you knew that something was going to be said. Whereas if I had been RTD's PR person, I would have said to him, look, I could see that you're getting highly emotional. You know, just don't say anything that's going to come back to bite you in the back. That's it. You know, he needed to calm down, take a step back, maybe count to 10 to himself, thank everybody for loving It's a Sin, blah, blah, blah. And maybe just say, you know, Channel 4 is under threat and, you know, we have to do all we can to save it, but not add the other part that he added. That's the problem. He went too far. But in an ideal world and an ideal situation, I would rather they just kept politics out of the whole situation altogether. But it's bleeding into it. Well, it's not bleeding in. It is part of pop culture now. It hasn't bled in, right? I hate this, right? Because there's still some YouTubers out there that say, yeah, it's bleeding into our pop culture. No. It's already bled in and infested our pop culture, right? There's no more bleeding to do. It's got its claws right in there now, and it ain't going anywhere for a while unless we push back, but it's not bleeding through. It's already there. And you watch now, right? And there's exceptions to the rule, of course, with Maverick and Joker and Ghostbusters Afterlife and No Way Home, isn't it? Spider-Man No Way Home, right? There are shoots of optimism. And you see what DC has done, right? They've just completely went crazy. I will say something. I know this is a BBC stream, but just very quickly on the Ezra Miller stuff. So he's being charged, right? So I'm just going to say this now, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but if you're going to can the Batgirl movie, because it was shit, well then you've got to cancel the Flash movie for the fact that your lead is a weirdo, has had multiple incidents. He's choked out a female fan. He's done other stuff that's being reported, and now he's being charged. It's time to bin that movie. It's time. Listen, I said this. I did a video, and I have to say it's not one of my most viewed videos, but I did talk about the Zack Snyder verse, and I did talk about Batgirl being cancelled and being binned, I should say. And I said it at the time. I think DC is at the point where I'm being honest, right? This is gonna be a bit controversial, but I said it at the time. It's time for DC to forget about what they were trying to build here. To try fix this, right? You've got two options. You bring back Zack Snyder, who Warner Brothers actually hate, right? Or you start from scratch and you bring someone in new. But the first thing you do to stop the fans from losing their shit is you announce Henry is returning for Superman. The Zack Snyder verse is going to be hard to bring back, because if you bring it back, right, Warner Brothers are not going to let him do what he wants to do with it, right? Because they always stick their nose in, right? Unless this new guy will let Zack Snyder do what he wants to do, which would be brilliant, right? But with that comes baggage. So you have the Snyder cultists who will slam anybody who dares to criticize Zack Snyder in any way. Now, I got a little bit of grief because I was seeing this ridiculous post, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to make it clear, right, that it is ridiculous. But everybody is saying that I see in this thread going that Man of Steel is the best Superman movie of all time, right? Yous are wrong. Now I'm gonna say something. I love Man of Steel. Some people have a problem with it, especially with him breaking Zod's neck and all of that other rubbish, right? I love Man of Steel, right? Absolutely adore Henry as Superman. He is Superman now, right? But I'm sorry, yous are wrong. Man of Steel is a great movie, but Superman the movie is phenomenal. It's a masterpiece, right? So here's the thing, right? This is what I hate. Zack Snyder cultists compare the two movies. Don't compare the two movies. They're from two different eras altogether. If you enjoy both movies, enjoy both movies. It's not a fucking competition here, right? Which was the better Superman movie? But if you want to actually have that debate, right, it's Superman the movie all day, every day. Anyway, let me see. RTD is a hypocrite. I look, as I said, we've been back to RTD. Thank you. But back to RTD. Yeah, nobody is denying that RTD or the BBC right now are hypocrites. The thing about it is, if if this continues to happen though, and BBC go through this path where they are actually going to start calling all of this out, well then that's fine. Then you need to offer John Barrowman an apology as well. Because if you're going down the route of you're going to do things right, well then you need to make things right with John Barrowman, because he was unjustly cancelled for something that he was already reprimanded for years ago, and because it was brought up again, he was cancelled for it. But she's had no problem using them when he's needed them for Jodie Whittaker's era when that was failing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, I recently watched Superman 2, the Donner cut. Yeah, I watched it. Obviously because it wasn't. It's definitely a different tone. I don't know. There's a debate that it's better than the cut, that it's better than the version that we got. I don't know. I don't know. We got a new member. The Memory has become a member. Thank you for that, and welcome to the members club. We do have a member stream tomorrow. We've got our guest, which is Queen Charlotte. So yeah, that's tomorrow's Thursday, isn't it? I don't want to jump a day. Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. A little bit later than we normally go for member streams, but that's because obviously tea time for some people, and Charlotte wants to get settled and stuff, so that's fine. So it'll be 7:30. So I'll throw that up later on. So look out for that if you're a member. Yeah, so look, as I said, if the BBC are changing, which I doubt, then I'd like to see more of this. But again, I'm gonna say it. They owe John Barrowman an apology. The Donner cut was a weird one. They added modern day scenes, which was weird, and added in time travel thing again. So that was strange. Yeah, listen, there's an argument. There's a lot of. I've heard a lot of people say that they prefer that cut to the movie that we got. But I'm going to say something controversial here. I actually love Superman 2, right? I wasn't a fan of Superman 3, I'm going to admit, but it wasn't as bad as everybody makes Superman 3 out to be. The Quest for Peace was a total shit show. Nobody can deny that. That was an absolute joke of a movie. But I like Superman 2. I don't know why it gets so much stick, to be quite honest with you. But I did watch that one, and I just found it quite strange to watch like you, but I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it. That was my thing with it. So yeah, I don't know. People will debate that one for years to come anyway. But yeah, look, if we see more of this from the BBC, it's great. But I think for a lot of the British public, it's probably too little, too late. And remember, it's interesting that BBC say that they broke their own guidelines. So the reporter that was interviewing them was from the BBC, and then they packaged it and they threw it up. They said that they broke the guidelines. They didn't say RTD broke the guidelines, which is another indicator for anybody out there that's been doubting that BBC have anything to do with his Doctor Who. They broke the guidelines. Nowhere in it does it say that he broke the guidelines. They broke the guidelines because his comments were broadcast. So he wasn't at fault here. BBC were. I want to make that clear, by the way. But by the way, he was at fault. We know he shouldn't have said what he said. But what I'm saying is, in the eyes of the BBC, he wasn't the one that was at fault. They were, because they packaged it and they put it on a news report. So that's an interesting one there for anybody that's saying that BBC have influence over Doctor Who. It's because what they would have said in that statement is that RTD and the BBC both broke the guidelines. So, you know, you can take that as you want. You know, you can interpret that as you want. But I have been trying to tell people that BBC have nothing to do with this, Doctor, because it's important that they do know. I'm not saying that RTD is doing himself any favours here. But what I'm saying is that BBC are not calling the shots here. And there you go. It's because Mimri has said it there. He's a freelancer. I keep telling, just because BBC Studios is there, people are thinking BBC have influence. It's Bad Wolf Studio. It's been made clear anyway several times, right? And now Sony have a stake in Bad Wolf. So there's going to be money thrown at this. Now, money doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better, but there's going to be money thrown at this, no expense spared. And as you can see, we've seen all the fan footage, right? Explosions and stuff going down, and it looked all pretty impressive. But again, you can make things look shiny, great, and brand new. You know, you've got to have substance behind it and a good story. And time will tell if RTD can replicate or even better his first era and the magic of his first era. So we'll see what happens. Very interesting development. If, obviously, when, I should say, an official article or BBC press office would probably if that is going to go up, it'll be on the BBC press office. So we'll just check that real. We'll just check that real quickly. Right, the last thing they put up was 4 hours ago, then 9 hours. I have actually noticed that the BBC press office is not as active during the summer months, and it's near the end of August, September, then where they start getting a bit busy. But nothing from them. So I'm just checking here. So pretty quiet. Peter Capaldi is trending. Let's see why he's trending. It's just random. It's nice to see when he trends. He's got a new TV show coming up as well, I think, doesn't he? So he's probably trending because the 8th Doctor is trending as well. What the hell is going on here? Hold on, why is the 8th Doctor? The 8th Doctor set. Oh, it's about the new B&M sets. Okay. So the 8th Doctor is trending. Tennant's Doctor is trending. David Tennant posing in photographs, and Georgia is posting them up and stuff, and they're getting a reaction. Tennant is trending as well. Tom Baker is trending. What the hell is going on here? Right, why is Tom Baker trending? Well, some people are saying, yeah. Someone says, please don't get Tom Baker trending. It gets me all worried, lads. But it's good. It's good. People just talking about Tom Baker. Rose Tyler is trending too. Rose Tyler is trending. What the hell's going on here, man? Do you know what? It's nice to see, though, isn't it? Even though there is people determined, whether it's RTD or whatever, are determined to try and bring everybody down. People are being positive about Doctor Who, and we got Lee as a new member. Welcome, my friend. Nice one, pal. I appreciate that, really do, man. Especially coming from you, because I know how money is tight nowadays. So I really appreciate that. Seriously, man. Seriously. So we got two new members, the memory and problem being there's plenty of member streams there for you right now. As I said, we'll be doing a stream with Queen Charlotte, and I am organising now. I've been in talks now with a couple of other people and a couple of more guests that I think you will actually enjoy. I'm actually really looking forward to listen. All the member streams, all the members, the guests that we've had on so far have been absolutely brilliant. And I've enjoyed every single one. Lee's Lee's stream in particular was a fun one. He was talking about his days as an extra and a couple of stories. So if you want to check that out, please do. I had a great one with Daniel as well. And Marty was on it as well. And we had other guests as well. So check it all out. Jack was on also. So check them all out. They're all there. They're an hour. So, you know, for the member streams, I try not to make them too long for you. So you could just sit down and you know, maybe it's, you know, normal stream that we do here is probably 2-3 hours. So, you know, probably drags for a couple of people, but the hour streams, I don't know if we stuck with the hour with Lee's stream. We probably went a little bit over on Lee's stream, but the majority of them I think finished on the hour, just a little past the hour. So check it out. Anyway, yeah, the thing about it is, Jack, I'm gonna, because Lee was saying it to me, I'll try download it for you. It's just this computer is being acting up, but I will try download it to you and send it to you if I can. That's I'll try do that anyway. But we got Willie P in the chat as well. Nice to see it. And as I said, we got Jack there with us as well. Nice to see you, pal. Nice to see you. Remember, 2 levels if you want to become a member, because someone did inform me about the levels. So we got a $1.99 level and a $4.99 level. $4.99 the extra perks and all of that. And you get $1.99, you get access to the streams. And we're doing RTD watch alongs as well. We had one yesterday. We did Aliens in London, and it actually wasn't as bad as I remember. I will say though, the thing that was most distracting, and I thought if they had cut this out, the episode would have been taken a bit more seriously, because the episode and the storytelling is actually quite good, but the farting was very distracting. But if they had took the farting out, or not had it as off, because there's a scene in it where they're literally farting all the time, and it's just ridiculous. I know what he's trying to do there. He's trying to get a laugh out of us, but that was the moment to be serious. So yeah, I can't wait for World War III. And I didn't like the pig either. I said they could have used something else, or something, or even faked an alien or something, but not use a pig. But other than that, it's a great story. So World War III is next week, and just to let you guys know, so the movie poll for this Friday's movie zone, before we take a break until the end of the month. You might have seen the trailer that I threw up on the channel to explain what's going on. But the movie poll, where is the movie poll? I've shared it. See, it's not pinned anymore. So we go down. Right, here we go. So this is not going to be a result that certain people in the chat are not going to like, but as it stands, with 1 day and 3 hours to go, with 10% of the vote, we got Mrs. Doubtfire. With 18% of the vote, we got Beverly Hills Cop. With 23% of the vote, we got Beetlejuice. But in the lead, with a massive 49% of the vote, is Die Hard. So for the people that didn't want to watch Die Hard, it looks like, as I said, if a movie takes an early lead, it probably ends up winning.
I'm sorry, what people don't want to watch Die Hard?
No, well, they had a choice between Die Hard, Beverly Hills Cop, Mrs. Doubtfire, or Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's like Sophie's Choice, like multiplied. No.
Yeah, see, I made it hard this week.
Oh, that's not fair, dog.
So yeah, Beetlejuice is currently in second place with 23%. Die Hard is with fourth place with 49%. But Die Hard's it doesn't matter. You can watch it now and Christmas. Jesus Christ, man! Everybody gets very bleeding annoyed about that whole Die Hard thing. Well, it's not my fault.
I know, but I honestly don't know how you pick.
Anyway, I voted for fucking Beetlejuice.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Beetlejuice. I love Mrs. Doubtfire. I love them all. That is the deal. I think if somebody told me I absolutely had to pick, I would pick Beetlejuice.
Anyway, if you
you
want to try for the last day in 3 hours to try encourage your followers to vote for a particular movie, so you don't want Die Hard to win, well then you know what to do. You just have to retweet. I've just retweeted it there, so it'll be the top of me Twitter account there. Get in there, retweet it, tell people whatever movie you would like to see to vote for that movie and see if you can change it. But right now, it looks like Die Hard is winning. Listen, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but you can watch it any time of the year. It's not just restricted to Christmas.
What was the fourth choice?
There was Beetlejuice, there was Mrs. Doubtfire, Beverly Hills Cop, and Die Hard.
It would be... No! Okay, no, I changed my mind. Beverly Hills Cop, Beetlejuice, Die Hard, then Mrs. Doubtfire.
Do you know, I'm actually surprised that everybody's put Mrs. Doubtfire last. I mean, that's probably considered one of Robin Williams' best movies. And look,
I'm not going to fall for a banana in your tailpipe. Please.
Listen. I know he has better. Probably he does have better movies. But what I'm saying is, the time that movie came out, it was a classic.
I'm not saying it's not, but Beverly Hills Cop, not gonna fall for Banana Motel Whip. Come on.
Willie P says that he's going to create a load of bleeding Twitter accounts to get Beetlejuice going up there.
Beverly Hills Cop. It's a very close tie because my love for Catherine O'Hara is amazing. She is just everything to me. I love her. But Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop, there is nothing to not love about that movie.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that trilogy.
I mean, that movie's just, come on.
I know he's going to ruin it by bringing out another one because, they just can't leave it alone. Anyway, that's a nice little interesting conversation to have before we finish up. But yeah, obviously let me know if people watch this later on. Let me know what you think of BBC calling themselves out. I think it's rather funny. But again, can we really trust the BBC? I mean, I remember Lee was very optimistic when Tim Davie came in. If this is the start of his work and he's finally has the power, because when he went in there, a lot of people did think that he wouldn't be able to influence much. But if he's repositioned himself now and he's in a place where he can actually influence the BBC, well, then maybe there is some good to come from this. But only time will tell. That's the way to look at it. Only time will tell. Nope. They've shit the proverbial bed too many times after Brexit. Look, I know a lot of people, I should say, will feel like that. But as I said, we'll just have to wait and see. You're probably right, though. It probably is too late. But you never know. You never know. Miracles. Well, actually, miracles don't happen. Apparently they did years ago, but they don't happen now. But you never know. What's me Twitter? It's the Tarzan. Or at Noel Zone. It's scrolling across the screen for you all there. Look, if you read the banner. So I have to make the banner big. Didn't really want to make the banner big, but if I have to make the banner big, I will. Hold on, how do I do it again? I just don't like when it's chunky. There, we got the classic, and we got the black. No, that's not doing much. There, it's in black and white. There you go. That'd probably be easier to see. I bet you Mrs. Doubtfire is Chibnall's favorite film. I don't know. Anyway, look, we'll leave it there. We are supposed to have a new Who tonight, but it's a beautiful day, and I don't think people want to sit in any longer to listen to a bunch of us talk about an episode of Doctor Who. Apparently, the weather is gonna take a turn for the worse next week. So yeah, we'll leave it till next week. It's time heist. Because it's just too lovely to sit in, isn't it? And yeah, it's just mad. It's mad. This used to be like this when we used to go back to school, right? When we were growing up. Now they're panicking about the weather, right? Like they're panicking about the weather. Lee will literally tell you, this is what it was like to us. This was the last weeks of our summer holidays, right? and we knew that we were going back to school in September. Some actually went back at the end of August. It depended on the school, right? But always the end of August and the first 3 weeks of September, it was roasting. You'd be literally in your school uniform, right, with the tie and all on, and you'd be sweating, and you're not allowed to take your tie off. You have a big feckin' jumper on you, right? They wouldn't even let you take the jumper off because it was like that was your uniform, right? And people are panicking about the weather. This was weather for us 20, 30 years ago. This is nothing new. Enjoy it, because after the last couple of weeks in September, that's when the weather really gets cold. And then when you say they'll be saying we'll have the harshest winters of all time. We had them. We had them already. The weather goes through a cycle. It's coming back again. But enjoy the weather, because in fairness, I've got a big bay window there, right? I'm sitting on a leather sofa, right? So you can imagine what it's like for me right now. And I can't sit at the table that we have because it's right up against the bay window. So I'll be literally sitting with glass that's facing the fucking sun right now, and you know what will happen. So yeah, everybody, look, that's why I said I'll do this stream. And you know, I said I'll do this and we'll go for about an hour or so, and then let everybody get off, then have a beer or something, or if you drink, or maybe jump into a pool and cool down, because I'm absolutely roasting, man. I've gotten to the stage where I'm going into the bathroom every couple of minutes to throw cold water over myself, just to cool down. Poor Ted. We have him now well shielded from the sun. Like literally the bedroom is the coldest room in the house because we got the window blocked completely with a dark curtains, so no light is coming through, and it's very cool in the bedroom because the bedroom was where the hall door is, so there's a bit of draft coming in, so it's cooler. Yeah, I like the warm weather. I'm not gonna lie, but I do like the cozy winters as well. I hate people that moan about the wind. Look, yeah, I hate when it rains all the time. I think we all do. But I like the cozy nights. I like when it starts getting dark at 4:30, 5:00. You know, I love it. But I do. Let's be honest, we all do prefer the sun, don't we? Of course we do. But this is nothing new for me or Lee and a couple of the rest of you in the chat. But this new generation, it's climate change, panic stations. Fucking enjoy it, you idiots. You only have one life. You know, you're going to waste your time on Earth being offended by nothing. You know, going around dictating how people should live their lives. I mean, you're wasting your life. You know, there's beautiful parts of the world out there. Or wherever you live, there's probably beautiful parts that you don't even know because you're too busy fucking moaning and bitching at everybody else. I love spring as well, Lee. Look at I like all the seasons. I'm one of those folks that like all the seasons. I really do. I really do. But spring is nice. I love it because the flowers start coming up and stuff, and that is great. You get all the fresh smells, and you hear the birds chirping because they've had their little babies. Yeah, spring is a magical time. People don't realize. They say winter is a magical time. Spring is the magical time. Anyway, enjoy the weather, right? We will be back tomorrow for that member stream, and then on Friday, then obviously, look, we'll have a member stream, but more than likely we'll also be doing a stream here because I'm pretty sure something else is going to come out with this RTD stuff or something. There's always something in the Doctor Who fandom now, or an article out there, right? I just will comment on one thing, because a lot of people have been sending me the same article. Now, obviously, people that I know close are just sending it to me to say, oh, yeah, look at this, isn't this funny? But there's other people out there that were sending me the article to try get me to report on it because they want me opinion on it. So Screen Rant did an article on the top 10 YouTubers, right? And my only response to that is going to be this, and it'll be the last response on it, because it's not worth me time and effort to do a stream on the 10 best YouTubers for Doctor Who in their opinion, right? The journalist that's clearly writing that article knows those YouTubers. And listen, not everybody in that list is actually bad. But when it comes to Screen Rant doing a top 10 on anything connected with Doctor Who, whether it's YouTubers, whether it's Doctor Who episodes, or whether it's the Chibnall era, which they have defended on several occasions over these last 5 years, I take no credence in anything that they write. So my response to it is this: if it was written on paper, I would use it as toilet paper, because that's all it's worth. Okay, so there's no point of anybody. I'm pretty sure people have wasted their energy on it, but there's no point of wasting your energy on a Screen Rant article that the person that's writing the article is probably friends with. We've already seen in this industry how it works, right? We had Diva Magazine, who had close connections to a YouTuber who is on that list, who that YouTuber informed that magazine that I was reading the article and giving me opinions on it, and then that magazine then came after me, right? So we know the close relationship that they have with certain YouTubers. That happens in Hollywood as well. They have certain YouTubers on their side that will come out and defend the studios and defend what they do. And then there's us, the real consumer, the fan, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. There were some good YouTubers on that list, but when it comes to anything that they Screen Rant right, I would just say ignore it. I don't feel comfortable with the relationship that Screen Rant and all of these magazines have with certain YouTubers out there. It's wrong. There shouldn't be that sort of relationship there at all. So that's where I stand on that. So if you want my opinion on it, that's my opinion on it. And some of the YouTubers that they've mentioned have went around and did hit pieces on myself and a couple of other YouTubers out there. So if that's what Screen Rant are promoting, and they want to promote people like that, that's fine. That's fine. It's their prerogative. But it's my prerogative not to read any of their shit. So there you go. That's where I stand on it. So for anybody that was itching to get me to do a whole rant video on it and to say, well, this person or that person shouldn't be on it, the bottom line is this: I don't give a shit who they have on the top 10 list, because every top 10 list that they've ever done with anything to do with Doctor Who has actually been very controversial. I mean, they put some of Jodie Whittaker's episodes in the top 10 list of Doctor Who's greatest episodes. So, like, do we really listen to them? And that's it. That's what I mean. It's all about clicks, but people will report on it and give them the clicks that they want. Listen, I'm getting smart at this now. 5 years down the line, I've learned what to react to and what not to react to. And this is definitely an article that's not worth reacting to. I wouldn't worry about Pink News now. They've lost credibility after the closure announcement of the Tavistock clinic. I've no interest in Zero News or Pink News either. To be quite honest with you, they removed links when they reported on a video of mine as well, just like that other particular magazine. So I've nothing to say about Pink News. And as I said, they've nothing to do with Doctor Who. Fuck Pink News. They've nothing to do with Doctor Who. So, you know. as I said, they've nothing to do with Doctor Who, folks, so there's no point in talking about pink news. I don't talk about other stuff. You know that. We don't talk about politics here, and we don't talk about stuff that's nothing to do with Doctor Who when we're talking about Doctor Who. So I don't really give a shit about whatever's going on. It's nothing to do with me. Doesn't affect me. And I honestly don't give a shit. I'm here to talk about Doctor Who, and that's all I'm interested in. Just do what you enjoy. Trust me, it helped, says the Scottish Stavros and friends wrestle with pop culture. I have to say, that is probably one of the catchiest names, and very clever the way that is worded. And I have to say, whoever came up with that name should be, if you came up with it yourself, Daniel, you should be applauded. Because that is absolutely brilliant. You put your wrestling in there along with your pop culture and your friends, everything that makes your channel your channel. Well done. Well done. Well done, Daniel. As I said to you on Twitter, man, and I'll say it again, proud of what you're doing. And you should be proud of yourself. You've come a long way. A long way indeed. And the good thing about him is now is he dusts himself down now and he just gets on with it. And he just does what he likes to do. And you see, that's the thing that I've been trying to tell YouTubers out there that have started up, that are going down this path of chasing the subs and chasing the clicks by trying to impress the bigger YouTubers, right? I did that at the start, right? And while there is benefits to it, I'm not going to lie, you will find soon enough that none of these big YouTubers really care, right? They'll just move on, and they live in their own little bubble. You've got to forge your own way, and do things properly. If you want long-term success, or you want long-term, if you want to stay on YouTube long-term, you've got to be clever the way you do things now. You do things that make you happy. Again, as I said, a lot of the people on YouTube will be drawn to people that are genuine, or they believe that are genuine and honest with their opinions, and aren't afraid to give their opinions. We've gotten a lot of people over the years sitting on the fence when it came to this era of Doctor Who, which still disgusts me to this day. You don't sit on the fence. If you don't like it, right, you say, well, there's no point in me coming out and saying that I don't like it. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You guys could have helped. This era wouldn't have lasted. Well, this wouldn't have dragged on for 5 years if people had actually come out instead of sitting on the fence because they didn't want to get the hate. See, they say that we were the toxic ones, but they knew exactly what they were doing by sitting on the fence. They knew by sitting on the fence that they wouldn't get the drama that was coming their way. And why were they getting drama? Because they were giving an opinion, right? But they framed it, oh no, it's the bigots and the sexists that are giving opinions. No. We were giving our opinion and we were being truthful about that opinion and what we saw. The difference is that the mob mentality of the other side that you were really truly afraid of, right? They came and attacked us. They were the toxic ones. And you know deep down they were the toxic ones. That's why you sat on the fence, right? Because some that have dared to come out and actually say something have been criticized. So that's why you sit on the fence. And I don't like people that sit on the fence, right? This could have been ended a long time ago. After Series 11, if people had to come out and not sat on the fence, because there was a few that were willing to say bits and pieces on Twitter, but wouldn't go in all the way. Wouldn't go in all the way. So, let's hope it doesn't happen this time around. But you'll notice the ones that sat on the fence And the YouTube channels that went silent will be back all of a sudden, and then they'll expect people to listen and hang on that every word. Well, I will say is that they haven't earned that right, folks, right? Because some of us have actually stuck around and watched this shit show called Doctor Who. Okay? People can't choose when they can come and go in the fandom. You're either a Doctor Who fan or you're not. And if you don't like something, you don't stay silent on it. If you love something the way we do, you come out and you say something about it. People better not sit on the fence this time round. If it ends up being bad, people better be truthful. Because I certainly will. But if it's good, as I said, I will not be afraid to report that it's good, because I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping it's spectacular, because we need something. We need something good with Doctor Who. So we'll see what happens anyway. Well, look, I'm going to leave it there anyway. As I said, go and enjoy the weather now. And we will talk to you tomorrow for that member stream. And then, of course, something might happen tomorrow as well. So there might be another stream. Pretty sure there will be. Don't worry about it. There will, probably. Then Friday, we have the movie stream. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Die Hard. But you never know. We've seen stranger things happen, like me, William Hartnell, poll. With a day to go, William Hartnell was losing to the Timeless Child. And that poll still, to me, because of the amount of votes that I had, it all had over, I think, 900 votes or 1,000 votes, because the other side tried to influence it. But when that when that result came in, I'd never felt so happy about something, because that was fans speaking up and defending William Hartnell, and that was brilliant. But that was some moment. We've had some great moments in this fandom, little victories here and there. But for this one to become a major one, RTD needs to get his act together. So let's hope that he does before his era drops, or the 60th drops, because it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So as I said, join me and the Queen Charlotte. She's just popped into the chat there. So myself and Queen Charlotte will be streaming at 7:30 tomorrow for a members stream. And I'd like to welcome our new members. As I said, Problem Being and Memory have joined as members today. So thank you very much for that. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat tomorrow. Now, 7:30 tomorrow. The reason why I'm telling you the time is because when it's a member stream, it's not like a normal stream where you get a notification. So, you know, I will send it to you as our social medias where I can get in contact with you, the link itself, so you can pop in the chat. But other than that, if you want to find out when there's a member stream, there's a members tab on the YouTube channel. Go into that. That's where the link will be posted. Okay? So just to remind you members, because I have done a couple of watch-alongs where I've been basically on my own, because I don't think people know when the stream is happening. So from now on, I'll be telling you the time of when these member streams are happening. So keep your diary, 7:30 tomorrow. That's UK time, 7:30. And why are you laughing?
Because you've been saying goodbye for a half hour.
It doesn't matter. They all like heard me talk. Right? Did you hear that? She's like, we're having fun, guys, aren't we? Like, she just has to come in and spoil the mood. I'm devastated now. I'm devastated. I'm gonna complain to someone. Who can I go? I'm ringing the guards. I'm gonna tell them that you've invaded my safe space and you've made me feel uncomfortable. Hold on. Hello. Is this the guards? Yeah. I'd like to report a hate crime.
Oh no! I'm happy you're talking to them. nonstop instead of me. So.
Yeah, look, me wife, she's evaded me safe space, and she's made me feel very uncomfortable. What?
Hashtag.
Yeah, could you get a patrol car
Hashtag
down here and have her removed from the house, please? What, you're not gonna waste your
food burned yet?
You're not gonna waste your time on a okay. Okay, Garth, thank you. Well, that was a big fat no. Damn. Can't get you done. Anyway, Noel, did you keep that receipt for Cheryl? If she's broken, you might be able to trade her in.
What did they do?
Lee said, did you keep the receipt for Cheryl? If she's broken, you might be able to trade her in. Listen.
No, I was an as-is special clearance model.
Yeah, listen, she was already broken before, right?
I was already as-is, like I said. Just buyer beware. Hashtag international treasure.
That's it. Not that we trade her in. Yeah, nice recovery, but it's too late. It's too late.
Not for him.
Yeah, for me. Anyway, with that said, I will actually love yous and leave yous. But listen, as usual, we've had a laugh here, haven't we? And that's what it's all about. And I hope yous have enjoyed it. And thank you to the new people that have subscribed lately as well. Absolutely appreciate the support. And again, to all of our members, and as I said, our 2 new members, problem being Memory. Look out for that stream, 7:30.
I've opened the doors. I'm going to start playing something on Netflix.
Right. So that means I better go because Netflix will bleed through. But just before I go, one more quick mention because I have to do it because the YouTube tell you to do it. So don't forget there is 2 levels for member streams, $1.99, $4.99. Get in there, give you access to the streams and all the other stuff that's there. Okay, and I am now gonna say goodbye. So long.
No.
Farewell.
No, just end it.
I'm going to say goodbye.
I'm gonna start playing Netflix.
Before Cheryl punched me in the eye. Right, I'm off. See you later.
Last word.
Bye.